What's going on, friends? SeanPierceJohnson here, and welcome to my channel, where today we are going to be embarking on an acoustic guitar journey with a little help from my new friends at Alhambra Guitars. Or I suppose, since they are a Spanish company, the correct pronunciation of that would be Guitarras Alhambra. Either way, we might as well pronounce it correctly once in this video. Now, you're probably hearing that name and saying to yourself, fantastic, a brand new acoustic guitar company for us to take a look at. We'd be half right in saying that, because Alhambra has been garnering quite a reputation over the last 5 decades as a high-quality builder of nylon and gut strings styled guitars. But a couple years ago, decided to throw a little new world spin onto it and introduce their brand new steel string acoustics line. And they have 4 different models in the line, all of which we're going to take a look at. So let's take a look at the first guitar in the line, the most ubiquitous acoustic guitar body shape in the world, the Dreadnought. Now, in terms of a Dreadnought acoustic, this couldn't be more classic in its choice of tone woods. We have a Sitka spruce top, Indian rosewood back and sides, which look absolutely gorgeous underneath this gloss finish. And we have a Sipo mahogany neck and headstock. On the fretboard, we have ebony, which, if you'll notice closely, is not your typical dark, deep black ebony. They have chosen to go the sustainable route and use some of the striped ebony. The Dreadnought is, as I said, the most common acoustic guitar body shape in the world. It has been built by just about any company that builds an acoustic guitar, from C.F. Martin and Gibson all the way through to modern day builders like Taylor. It has that classic sound that we all know and love, but it does have a little bit of a different twist with the Alhambra version. Now, Alhambra uses what is referred to as the Spanish heel on its guitar construction. Now, when we think of acoustic guitar construction, it usually starts with the side, the back, and the top of the neck being set into the body. However, the Spanish heel instead builds the guitar body around the neck. So the neck and the heel are the first thing to be built, and the rest of the guitar is built around it. It's a very cool idea that offers a very unique punchiness, I find, to the overall guitar sound when I compare it to the acoustic that is currently in my collection. And overall still maintains this beautiful resonance and overall sound quality that is just really hard to beat. You'll also notice on the top that we have a classic tortoiseshell pickguard with a nice, beautiful rosette around the sound hole. The bridge is another thing that I find quite unique in that it is a split bridge design with a sort of top loader style bridge. What I find with this is that no matter where I'm playing on the neck, this thing stays in tune very, very nicely. A nice bone nut at the bottom part of the neck leads us to a very compact headstock shape with 3-on-3 tuners on the headstock. And my favorite thing about this is that it is the Graphtec ratio tuners. Essentially, each string gets a set ratio of X to 1. That X number is the amount of times you're going to have to turn the tuning peg in order to complete 1 revolution around the tuning key. Each string, you can make minute adjustments in order to make adjustments to your tuning. So say one particular string, say that troublesome G string, is just barely out of tune, you can make fine adjustments so that next thing you know, you only need that like -4 cents to go before the string is actually in tune. You can really do that with these tuners. Now, just these specs listed for this particular guitar make it an amazing instrument, but for me, it's made all the better thanks to the inclusion of the Fishman Flex system for acoustic-electric work. It combines a condenser microphone in the sound hole with an undersaddle bridge pickup, meaning that you can blend between these 2 different pickup sources to whatever your liking is. There's controls for volume, tone, and blend. And not only that, there's a built-in guitar tuner just by pressing and holding on the volume control. And when you press on the tone control, it's a phase reversal switch so that you can either cancel feedback or give yourself just a little bit more body because the 2 pickups aren't quite in line with one another. However, these are just the specs of this one Alhambra guitar. If you go on their website, you can actually spec out your own instrument. Various different woods for the top, back, side, neck, fretboard, 2 different sizes of headstock, whether you want a pick guard or no pick guard, a gloss or a satin finish, and of course the accessory package, which includes a very beautiful gig bag. There are two different versions, and really all I can see between the two differences, because you will see both of them on your screen right now, is that really one is just thicker than the other. They're both incredibly rigid and keep the guitars very well protected. Okay, I think that's all we need to say about this. I think we really need to hear these things. So thanks to the fact that this is an acoustic electric, we're going to hear two different ways of this guitar being played. First, mic'd up. Now, I've gone ahead and elected to use my Neumann U87 into my Avalon VT737 tube mic preamp. This is my go-to recording combination for acoustic guitars, no matter what company makes the acoustic guitar. The mic just works perfectly for vocals and acoustic guitar, and I'm only taking out a little bit of low end on the high pass filter on the Avalon preamp, just so that we don't get an excess low end buildup. But of course, this bad boy can be plugged in, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to plug into one of the preamps on my Studio 192 interface from PreSonus. The preamps are very clean, very transparent. It's not going to color the tone much at all. I'm going to experiment with the different pickups. You'll hear the mic pickup and the undersaddle pickup, and we'll sweep that blend control so that you can hear the various degrees of blend that you can get. But of course, knowing me, this isn't enough. I'm gonna need to do a little bit of experimenting. So I've got my Keeley DDR on the floor as well as Walrus Audio Slow, and we're gonna play around with some overdrive, echo, and deep reverb tones with the acoustic electric sound that I like most. And that, my friends, is the Alhambra Guitars Dreadnought Steel String Acoustic. What can I say about this thing? It is just incredibly well constructed. The sound is absolutely gorgeous, unplugged and plugged in. It's comfortable to play. The inclusion of the pickup system just makes it 10 times more versatile than the current acoustic guitar that I have. And all the woods that they've chosen for this particular model are just absolutely beautiful examples of their species. There's nothing that I can say bad about this. Well, maybe there's one thing. I'm just not a fan of gloss finishes, mostly because I tend to sweat a lot. And when you sweat a lot, your skin can kind of tense up against the gloss finish. So if this were my choice of acoustic guitar and I had spec'd this out from Alhambra, I would have just gone for the satin finish myself. But that is just my opinion. And I would love to know what you guys thought of this Dreadnought. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, positive or negative. And remember, next week we are taking a look at another Alhambra acoustic in its jumbo model. So if you want to make sure you don't miss that, click the subscribe button and ring the bell to turn on notifications. But if you want to see that video before anyone else in the world, make sure you check out my Patreon community. If you'd like to join that, a link is in the description below. Until next time, my friends, I hope you all are staying safe and enjoying yourselves during these strange times, and I wish you all great tone and happy stomping. Cheers.